me tell you this. One of the big secrets to women is they like to be heard.
Yeah,
you cannot hear a woman if you talk too much.
Right.
And you
Absolutely.
talk too much.
Yeah.
You talk all the time and you talk about yourself. Still talking.
Somebody turned against me, Your Honor.
Work with me.
Everybody turned against me, Your Honor.
Still talking.
All right.
She's the judge who gives rules on the law and life. She's intense with common sense. She's Judge Lynn Toller on Divorce Court, where real couples deal with real life. Natalie and Isaac met through a mutual friend and married 3 years later. Natalie says she had a perfect marriage until Isaac's interest in other women surfaced.
I'm here to divorce my lying, sneaky husband because I'm done.
I'm here to divorce my wife today because she is too controlling and she always has to have things her way.
Natalie says she's through, and if Isaac wants her back, he'll have to do some sweet talking. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Natalie Bailey and Isaac Barnett. The two of you have been married for 3 years, though you've been together for 6 years. You have one-year-old daughter together. Mrs. Bailey, you have bought Mr. Barnett here seeking $3,600 for money to reimburse you for a car you say Mr. Barnett gave to, sold to, or somehow lost to a scam artist. And we will talk about that
both did that.
Towards the end. But before we do that, I'm going to start out with Mr. Barnett. Why don't you tell me a little about your marriage and why we're here in divorce court
Well, you know,
today?
my marriage, my wife, Natalie, you know, she is too controlling. You know, besides that, we're good, but she's a little on the controlling side, you know. For example, you know, one day I was at the house and I'm on the internet, you know, and a pop-up on my screen, you know, for escort service and so. So I was kind of curious. So I dialed the number up one time and just like see how everything goes, you know, how
just out of sheer curiosity.
Yeah, just like, you know, just
called escort.
yeah. I mean, we've done that. Everybody's done that, right?
Just to see what happened, Mr. Barnett. Talk to me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, she right. So I was just kind of, I was bored. I mean, I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. And so anyway, I didn't give the girl my information or anything like that. So, you know, I hang up and I call my boy up to go work at the gym. So Natalie, you know, she wakes me up in the morning with a tape recorder saying, hey, I bugged the house. I got that conversation. Who is this? Who is such and such? I'm like, oh my God.
She bugged the house?
Yeah, she bugged the house with a tape recorder. She has to know everything that's going on around the house.
I happen to put a recorder in there just because of past stuff, just to see what my husband's doing while his wife is at work, you know, high risk. So I listen to the recorder. I hear my husband schedule an appointment for a massage. I'm like, wait a minute, he's on my health insurance. He already gets physical therapy. What does he need a massage for? So then I get my game on tight, and I say, you know what? He was calling an escort service. So I hear him say, can I speak to so-and-so? This is so-and-so. I would like to schedule an appointment.
I get it. I understand the nature of the conversation. Give me another example of the kind of things that she does.
Well, another example that Natalie does, you know, she gets she says I'm flirting. She calls me a flirt. So we'll be at restaurants. I wear glasses, you know, for reading and stuff to see what I'm saying. I call them my see what I'm saying. So I take them off. I don't even wear them at the restaurant anymore. Natalie orders my food because I don't want to look at the waitresses because she'll think I'm flirting with the waitress. If a waitress says, oh, yeah, I recommend that, I says, okay, I'll try that then. That's flirting with Natalie right there. So, you know, one time where I was driving my truck as well. I was driving my truck, I just bought this used truck for work. And there was a big old, I thought it was a mailbox, Your Honor. It was big and blue. And my wife, you know, I could see her in front of me. She's in front of me looking in her mirror, looking in her side mirror like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's that? She goes, oh, I saw you looking at that big old booty. I thought that was a mailbox or something like that. You know, I thought it was a mailbox. We've done that.
Thank you, Mr. Barnett. Ms. Bailey, why don't you respond
I thought it was a mailbox.
allegations?
We've lived in the same area for the last 5-6 years, Your Honor. Okay? You know if there's a mailbox there, all right? And the only reason why he would say something like that is because I'm driving and he's behind me. So I know my husband more than he knows himself. So I'm driving in front of him and I see a bride, you know, or a woman, I'm sorry, with, you know, a nice size, you know, but my husband's into butt.
I didn't know that. No, I'm not into butts. I like everything.
So he's into it. He's into butt. So I'm like, okay, I bet you he is going to look. I happen to look in my rear view. He's on the phone talking to his boy.
She's, and I know she saw it. I didn't mean to look at that. I didn't see it. I thought it was a mailbox. I thought it was a mailbox.
A look?
Really?
Who cares? I mean,
No,
it's not like you're
because-
trying to get out of the car or anything.
Right, but you know what?
I'm just looking.
It's
Ain't nothing wrong with
built
looking.
built on.
If you
I got you.
If you
Mr.
did.
Barnett, why don't you tell me?
My point is, I knew he was gonna do it.
Yeah, I get you. Tell me about what happened when you were pregnant.
The whole time, first of all, I was high risk, so I was in the hospital for a whole month.
Right.
The whole month.
And I was there every
I got it.
month. I even bought you a laptop.
Hang on,
to go
Mr.
to the
Barnett.
computer.
Hang on. Go ahead, Ms. Bailey.
Right, the laptop he let me borrow
Bought it
occasionally.
for
He didn't let me
you.
keep it the whole time for me to watch movies
You
or
know I
whatever
bought it
to
for you.
occupy my time. I sat in there. He might have spent the night 6 nights out of a month.
But every other night I stayed there for
Hang
18
on,
hours.
Mr. Barnett. Go ahead, Ms. Bailey.
Because he doesn't like hospitals. When this is our child, you need to be there with me. That's what you need to do all the time. So I was in there. He's at home, Xboxing it up.
I was not
Xboxing it up. I mean, I have friends that were calling me like, you by yourself?
Did you leave her alone at her low point? She's in the hospital for a month, can't go anywhere. Were you not there?
No, it made me sound like I'm the bad guy right there.
No, he
Like,
said
I'm just
I always want sympathy.
I was always there 18 hours a day. I stayed until she falls asleep, Your Honor. The only time I
Negative.
didn't go was like maybe 4 days. You know, she's yeah, about 4 days. That was it. Every other day I'm
Why
like
would I
I'm like
lie
18
about
hours there.
that?
Like I said, I bought her the laptop for when I'm there.
When divorce court continues, will Natalie fess up?
But she want to talk about me, you know, about all this stuff. But you know, she's not telling everything about her. About like, you know, she's addicted to the casino.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com and become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce court is back with the case of Natalie Bailey, who says she is through with her husband of 3 years because he is a flirt. But is he so busy flirting with other women that he doesn't give any love to his wife?
You say that you held down the house and paid the rent for a year and a half, but you don't feel appreciated for it. Explain that to me.
She want to talk about me, you know, about all this stuff. But you know, she's not telling everything about her. About like, you know, she's addicted to the casino. You know, she's addicted
I don't
to the
get my
casino.
hair
Yeah.
done. I don't get my nails
No,
done.
but-
I don't do anything for myself. What
You
I
just go to the
is I go to
casino.
the casino.
Do you have a limit?
play.
Do you have a limit on how much you spend at the casino?
Then, I mean, I probably was a little bad, but I'm good now. I actually had a piece of paper showing my wins and losses, and I was up like $1,500.
She looked for
That's
that big
what
old
I
win
did. I
one time.
always
You know
use
who
my
spends
card.
the rent money at the casino, Your Honor? We go there to play a free play.
Were you spending the rent
She
money
spent
at
the rent money,
casino?
Your Honor.
I've been paying the rent for the last 2
She paid the rent,
years
she
by
can spend the rent
myself.
money, right?
I've always...
Mr. Barnett,
that?
if you turn around
sorry.
and talk to those
Right,
people,
right.
I'm just saying.
I am going to put you out that door.
But that guy, I
Put
hear him back
those
there. He
hands
understands
down,
me.
don't turn around, stand still,
okay.
don't holler, don't point,
Gotcha.
don't raise your hand.
I apologize.
Do you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Holy cow,
right.
how do you do it?
You know what?
understood
Exactly. He does a lot of this, but it doesn't make no
You
sense.
say that you held down the house and paid the rent for a year and a half, but you
disability.
don't feel appreciated for it.
No.
Explain that to me.
Little things, you know, he's just not romantic. I've done, you know, above and beyond for this man, and he knows it, and that's why he's still here.
I am romantic.
But there's things like, I've been talking about Godiva chocolates for 6 years, Your Honor.
Right?
And do you think I've had some Godiva chocolate from my husband? I've been talking about it on a regular.
But,
Seen
you
a
know,
commercial like, oh, I haven't had you in over 6 years.
But that's just bad being unappreciative because, you know, like I said, when I bought her
Unappreciative.
her first birthday, I gave her $300 cash, right? I didn't get a chance to buy her a present, so we were in the back of the car, and I said, you know what, happy birthday. Gave her $300 cash. She looked at it like, thanks. I'm like, wow.
Well, you know,
Really?
that's not a good gift.
It's
I'm
not?
going to tell you right
Why?
now, it's not a good gift.
don't want money.
You could have made dinner for her and
Something.
got further with that.
You think so?
Absolutely.
See,
him
that's
up
okay.
on
I don't mind. I like advice too. You know.
Yeah.
I'm
I
open
say
to
the
that.
same
you know.
thing.
But I'm not used to. I mean, you know, I like to buy her big stuff. You know what I mean? Buy her big things. You know, like.
But
her
the
trips.
idea of giving a gift is not
Good
doing
job.
something
Good job.
you'd like.
Right.
It's doing something she'd
Hey.
like.
I do.
It's not about what?
I got you.
It's
Right.
about her. You
Yeah.
got to turn off the I want section of your brain and say, what does she want?
Yeah, I
and
do.
deliver on that.
I do. I think I do that though.
Right.
We go to the casino. That's what she likes.
The last Valentine's Day, he gives me.
She likes it because
he gives me
you know what,
an
Your Honor?
iPad,
Your Honor.
and I appreciated that. But I don't like electronics. I didn't even have cable when he first moved in with me.
I need a cable.
I'm not
but not interested in understanding what you want and what you need.
I can see in the outside world. You need a cable for the news.
Mr. Barnett, let me tell you this.
Right?
Let me tell you this. One of the big secrets to women is they like to be heard.
Yeah, they
you
do.
cannot hear a woman if you talk too much.
You're right.
And you
Absolutely.
talk too much.
Yeah.
You talk all the time and you talk about yourself. Mr. Barnett, you talk so much you cannot be responsive to the questions that are asked to you because all you can hear is yourself. You're just one big canyon echoing your own needs and thoughts, banging off the sides of your brain.
She's good. That's her.
Let me ask you, you're still talking.
She's good.
You're still talking.
Okay.
Still talking.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm understand that everybody turned against me.
Still talking.
Somebody turned against me, Your Honor.
Work with me.
Everybody turned against me, Your Honor.
Still talking.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna
Your
be cool.
Honor, I record our conversations just to show him how he gets angry in the beginning. And I'm like, okay, I record it. That way we can work on our relationship to talk about where we go wrong in an argument.
Well, I think recording is going wrong right there.
Yeah.
I don't really think he needs the Secret Service.
Yeah, I don't need the Secret
But
Service
you don't even want to
recording.
listen to it to work on
I don't
it.
even want
You're
to
going to
hear
need
it.
a straitjacket in a minute. You need
Sorry, Your
to
Honor.
stop it.
Man, we be good.
Mr. Barnett, have a seat. I'm just so tired of you. I'm exhausted.
Sorry, Your Honor.
When divorce court continues.
I was pregnant before my daughter was born. I ended up losing that baby. I asked him, I said, do you feel that you comforted me? And he said, I was there, wasn't I?
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court returns with the case of Natalie Bailey, who says she wants to divorce her husband because he doesn't show her any compassion.
You had a story about a loss that you had and his response to it. Could you please explain that to me?
Absolutely. I was pregnant before my daughter was born. I ended up losing that baby. I had to push the baby out. Baby was not alive in my stomach. They had to induce me.
Go ahead, go through labor.
So we're in the hospital. I'm waking up in my sleep. You know, I can see my husband on the phone. Later on, I look and see that he's
Mr. Barnett, don't turn around. What's the matter with you? She's telling us a heartbreaking story of the loss of her child, and you chit-chatting with the gallery. Cut it out.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
So at this point, I'm kind of tired. I'm drained. I was up all night. I'm putting on my socks. I'm putting on my shoes, and my nurse, noticed that my husband was there. In the meantime, the social worker came and asked me, are you comforted? Do you have comfort? I said yes, just because I didn't want to bust him out at the time. And then we leave. We're in the car now, and I asked him, I said, do you feel that you comforted me? And he said, I was there, wasn't I? I said, okay. So because you're there physically, that basically means that you're 100% there for me.
Mr. Barnett, I'm going to ask you to come up and respond solely to that hurtful experience she just shared with me.
Okay.
Do you recall it?
Not exactly everything. The consoling part, I always console her. I'm like, it's to the point where I always say sorry for things I didn't even done yet. I'm sure we all have done that. And
what did I just ask you?
Respond solely to
that event about that she just shared with me.
Yeah.
20 seconds and you were lost. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to begin again.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I probably wasn't.
That's why I like to record it.
Yeah, I probably wasn't there the way she wanted me or needed me to be, but.
Let me ask you this. When you met him.
Yeah.
When you 6 years ago, when you were first dating him, did it seem like he might have some concept of a shadow of how you were feeling?
You know what? He watches a lot of movies, so I don't know what character he was the day that he introduced himself to me.
We both watched movies.
So, he wasn't who he really was. That's just pretty much what it is. And when I tell him, you know, you're just not the same person that I met, he says, well, you're not the same person that I met. Yep. It always goes back to, him.
Were you ever a salesman? I mean, did you?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I did that. But, you know, to go back to what she's saying, that, you know, how was I when she met me? Your Honor, you know how I met her? I see her and 3 girls, you know, one of them was a friend that I,
You are talking to the gallery. I hear nothing that you're saying.
One of them was a friend that I worked with, and I did see Natalie. I did kind of notice her, not from afar, and I was like, well, let me go see what they're doing over there.
If
so I walk over and say,
don't go over there and stand in that witness box, I'm going to shoot you with a tranquilizer gun. Stop it.
I said,
I'm done.
When divorce court continues, will Isaac try to scam the judge after he got scammed himself?
So I found this guy online that says he can clean our credit for $600 or a car. So I figured $600 or a car, we got 2 cars.
That sounds suspect to you right there.
Divorce court returns with the case of Natalie Bailey and Isaac Barnett, who are ending their marriage after 3 years and 1 child together.
Mrs. Barnett, tell me about the $3,600 you're seeking from Ms. Bailey, that you're seeking from Mr. Barnett.
I had a Taurus, Your Honor. This man that tells everybody that I don't let him be a man, I never let him be a man, goes on Craigslist, finds someone that says, I'm gonna clean your credit up. He tells him, okay, I'll clean it up for $600 for you and your wife. He's, okay, I don't have that money, but my wife does have a car that we can give you. So he talks to me about it. I'm like, well, okay, you always say I never let you be the man. You know, I'll let you make this if you really feel that he can really help us clean our credit. He gives him my car. I told him, if I don't get my car back, my credit's not clean, I want it back. He said, okay. Next thing you know, he's filling out the paperwork to give him the car, and our credit never got clean.
What happened, Mr. Barnett?
We were both in search of cleaning up our credit. You know, we wanted to make new steps, you know, and get a house, you know, try to save, which we can hardly ever do these days.
Let's stay on topic here if we can, Mr. Barnett.
So found this guy online that says he can clean our credit for $600 or a car. So I figured $600 or a car, we got 2 cars.
That sounds suspect to you right there.
Yeah, no,
I can clean your credit if you give me your car.
That internet, he loves the internet, Your Honor. That's
no, the thing about it, I said, what do you think? She goes, well, hey, baby, yeah, we might as well go ahead and do it. I mean, clean our credit up and, you know, we'll be good. So I was like, oh, thank you. See? I'm glad you're here.
The only thing I want to know from you, Mr. Barnett, was the conversation you had with Mrs. Bailey about whether or not what you do. Did she agree to it? Did you promise to get, if it wasn't right, that you would give her car back? Did you do that?
I think she said, yeah, maybe she didn't like tell me to do it, or you know, I know she said something like, yeah, I'm down, so that means you're good.
Right. But after that, did she say to you, if it doesn't work out,
no,
you
she
have to get me my car back or the money?
She was in for the long ride.
She was in for the long ride.
She was in for everything.
Here we go. Mrs. Bailey, he may be a little controlling, I don't know or not, but he needs to be controlled. He's just ongoing, nonstop, uninterrupted, constant, and I see that.
Wrong.
And he is who he is, and you've got to know that and make the move that you do. Mr. Barnett, you'll help. Hey.
All right. That was perfect.
You're the most annoying person I've seen this week, and that's saying something.
Your Honor.
I don't know how you did it for as long as you did. God bless you. You must be a very patient woman. Having said that, I will say this. It's got to make sense to me before I can make an award.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me that you said if it doesn't work out, you'll get me my money back.
Right.
I think you were both for him. I think you were, you know, for all the nonsense that he talks, I do believe he told me the right story on that one. Because it doesn't make sense that would happen. That's not the kind of conversations that married people have. So I cannot award you any money. All I can do is award you your freedom. Goodbye. Godspeed. I'll see you later. There will be no recovering this matter. It is so ordered.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Parties may leave the courtroom.
Can't say anything about the money when you spent the rent money, huh? Right?
The rent money, I kept paying the rent.
What you need to? I ain't paying no rent.
Okay. So be grateful that all this time.
It's always about being grateful. You be grateful too, baby. Baby, be grateful. You know, all be good. You know what I mean? Just like relax.
We're good.
I just want you to relax.
We're good.